smallest park has officially been destroyed here in America, actually where I live over in Portland, Oregon. So it's pretty sad, and a lot of people, you might think, wow, it's a world's smallest park. What's the use? Like, what does it even matter? I mean, it matters because, like, okay, why do statues matter? Why does history matter? It's kind of the same thing. This is a big deal because it's one of the smallest places. I mean, there's only one tree that was literally, like, destroyed from the park. The official name of this little tiny park is Mill Ends Park, and this is officially recorded by Guinness Records that it is the smallest park in the whole entire world. So let's say you have the largest park, the smallest park, you have the biggest mountain, like stuff like that, okay, so on and so on. There's different attractions, different unique things that'll set something apart on why you actually go to that attraction. And I think that even though it is such a small, little, tiny little place, for that being destroyed, of course, they could just plant another tree. I mean, they can plant another tree. They can get a tree that's already grown, and it can be replaced. It'll probably be replaced within the next few days. But for someone to do that, I mean, people, they do bad things every single day, right? But when someone destroys a part of history or a landmark or anything like that, I think that that's a little bit next level, no matter how big or how small that landmark might be. We just can't have nice things anymore because everybody wants to ruin what we have that's good. I mean, everybody, they want to complain about everything and be a little crybabies, super sensitive about everything. So what does that lead to? I mean, maybe there's a coincidence, I mean, whatever, but I think that when you see issues like this in our society, that's not good. That's like, okay, we should do something about that. We should try to make things a little bit better. This isn't the only example. There has been a lot of different, I would say, kind of similar situations happening here in America within the last year, within the last 2 years. A lot more destruction, a lot more violence has happened, and I think that is because of lack of communication. Unfortunately, it's true, and we all have to deal with it. And even if you're in another state and you don't care at all, someone decided to take it upon themselves to go up to the world's smallest park in our country, in this world, I mean, really, and, cut it down until it was a little tiny little stump because they didn't care. This is also the same time of Christmas. No, it was on Christmas. That's screwed up. Wow. Like, literally on the holidays too, you have to be like that. I think that already committing a crime is bad, okay? But then committing a crime on a holiday, especially a holiday about like family, giving gifts and like being loving, all that kind of stuff, like, and being caring, like, it's all about love on that day, right? And stealing, doing that's crazy, really. Same day. Most that I've ever been mad about a vandalization, like, I can't ever think about any other time in my life and go, hey Michaela, do you remember that time in your life that you're so mad about people vandalizing something? Like, no, I can't. This is the one time, and I feel it in my heart. I mean, I swear I've never honestly had to deal with anything like this. Explain it furthermore before I confuse everybody. It's that, okay, so let's say you're on a walk or something, you go downtown, you're downtown, like LA, for example. I don't even live in LA. But then you see a bunch of spray paint and graffiti. I cannot talk right now. And you look around and you say, wow, that's a lot of, street art and whatnot. I wish that people did not do that, but other people like it. And you actually don't prefer that. You want that to be vanished, completely gone, but it doesn't really, kind of start messing with you at all. It's not like a local thing, a local attraction that's like necessarily destroyed by the street art. It's just normal street art, and you're like, yeah, it's kind of lame, but it's normal. So take it now that you have something that you actually like. Like, I actually like this little smaller park. I know it sounds dumb, but when I was little and when I did grow up and stuff, I was like, what, 16 or something like that. Like, whenever I would be downtown by the areas, by this little tiny park, I mean, you have to go by this little walkway, and it's like in between. So, like, kind of like as you're walking by one crossway to another, you would pass this little tiny park. So it's not like it's on like the side and they make room for it next to grass. Like, you're like walking across the street by the waterfront, and then the little park is right by the waterfront. So, I mean, damn, it's never really been vandalized for all that I know. Maybe in the past, I'm sure at least another time, once or twice it has been. Someone's probably pulled the tree out or cut it down to a little stump once before, I'm sure. According to Portland Parks and Recreation, it's only going to take about $3 to $5 to fully replace the park, so it's not a big issue, and they're not actually going to file a police report of any kind, I'm sure. I mean, like I said, the area of the park is very close to a lot of different businesses. I'm sure one of them probably had a security camera that may have had the person of when they destroyed the park. But, I mean, like the park people said, it really only is going to take them $3 to $5 to fully replace the park. I mean, that doesn't even matter. It would be astonishing, it would be outstanding just for them to take the next steps to do anything further because of the price of how low it is to fully replace the park. I mean, it's not going to cost anything. This is not a real park. Like I said, it's a world's smallest park. Okay. As long as it could be protected and such, and it only costs $5 to replace, then that's okay. So, yeah, I hope that the person that destroyed the world's smallest park feels better. That they destroyed that little tiny, little single tree into a stump, and they fully accomplished something. I mean, wow. Maybe they were drunk. Maybe they were out of it. I don't know. Like, I'm just taking a guess. But, yeah. Hope they had fun. If you ever feel like you're mad in life and you want to destroy something like the world's smallest park, I would say just try to take up fighting or self-defense or something like that. Maybe even hunting. I mean, whatever. I mean, something that is physically aggressive, a little bit more like that, then you should be doing that. You shouldn't be taking your anger out in a way that can harm anybody. I mean, nobody is going to be really harmed on destroying the park, but now someone actually has to go out of their way, spend $35, go redo the park, go, you got the news talking about it. It's ridiculously stupid. I'm just offended because I feel like there's not a lot that you can do in Portland to begin with. I mean, we're building a baseball field. I know that we're going to get a baseball field within the next year to 2 years, that there's going to be other entertainment sources, but really, when it comes to Northwest, the main attraction is Seattle. So in Portland, there really isn't, the same comparison on the same level on what you can do for entertainment, for fun on the weekend. So when it comes to, even the smallest thing, like, the world's smallest tree being destroyed, it really does suck in your little community that you have when you don't exactly have everything that a major city would have. A few years ago, there was a major event that I wouldn't even say it was like on the same level of vandalization, but it was far further from that. I mean, it was like literally on another level, like I'm saying, and that had to do with Multnomah Falls. Because you had two different guys, I think they were like under 18 or whatever. They were playing around and they accidentally literally started a forest fire, and it just sucks, really. Like, I mean, people, you gotta be cautious or you want to do things out in public like that, because even if you think that that's something that you want to do at the time, that you think that you're gonna get like some weird relief out of it or something like that, like, just do not do that. There are other ways to get the same sort of relief. I'd say why don't you just go do some paintball, skyddive, whatever, right? Is though I'd say that there's a lot more going on in this world otherwise than the world's smallest park being completely demolished. And in other news, there is something along with a whole entire racist SAT test saying that apparently, if you take the SAT test, it is designed to be racist, and that, particularly in Seattle, they said that math is a racist, that, a bunch of different math that is supposed to be, everybody has to have the same requirements of that's actually racist. I mean, I don't think that math is racist, although I do believe that it is, the whole entire math is mental abuse to human beings. So kind of the same thing. I don't really like math. I've never been a fan of math. I like money and math, financial math, math that makes sense. I like fractions, percentages, all that kind of stuff, all that jazz. But I'm not a fan of complicated math. I do not understand, when you start throwing in all this complicated, difficult problems, I cannot do that for some reason. I don't know why, but math is not really, my strong point that I have. My brain is more directed and more highlighted for English and for history, that kind of stuff. Never for math, never for something like chemistry or anything like that. I do not believe that the SAT test is racist, okay? But what I do believe is not that it's something that should be normalized. I think that something like the SAT test or tests that we have, state tests that we have, for example, WASL, we had WASL. There are different tests that we have that are state tests. And every single kid, every single teenager that has to take these tests, they have to test the same, meaning that they all have to think the same, they all have to, basically be the same. So if you're better off in math and science, then typically you'd probably be better off, doing that. If you're better off with English and history, that's going to be your route, or maybe even gym and health. I don't know. There are different routes that people take, and if you're doing state testing, if you have to be good at everything and every single person has to be the same, testing the same, it doesn't really make any sense. So I'm going to click around my computer and I'm going to show you this picture. I'm going to throw it right here. Okay, now you can see it too. So what this picture is, what you can see, is you have a man. You have a bunch of different animals. And he goes, for a fair selection, everybody has to take the same exam. Please climb that tree. Okay, well, what's the problem? The problem, obviously, is that the monkey's going to be able to climb the tree. Can the elephant climb the tree? No, the elephant's too damn heavy. The elephant's not. He doesn't have a chance, okay? He's not going to be able to climb the tree. So you have a goldfish. The goldfish can't do that, but it can hold its breath underwater, has other, it can swim, it can do other stuff. So a dog, I don't know, maybe a dog possibly could climb up it, but no, I mean, in a realistic way, you're looking at this picture, you're seeing the monkey, you're seeing the bird, seeing that typically, whoever can go on the tree is going to do good. That in equivalence would be saying whoever can pass it, math and science, would be passing this test. So some people, they just aren't good with that. Have you ever heard of someone being dyslexic? Well, when you're dyslexic, you have a lot of trouble identifying sounds and how that would relate to different vowels, how you pronounce things and whatnot. And that is another thing. They could come into a complication of everybody having to be the same, everybody having to test the same. And I know that you could be like, oh no, they have programs for anybody that has any special needs or any problem with them and whatnot, but no, not to the point where they can cover everything. I mean, the point where state testing, why do we need it? We actually, okay, so you go to school, you already have tests, you have homework, you have to go on field trips, you probably have to do community service. I had to, so I don't know if anybody has to do that anymore, but I had to do 2 years of it. Everybody else had to. And you have to do a lot of different stuff that's involved with your school, especially in high school. Therefore, why does everybody have to test the same? It's a scam. It's a complete scam. If everybody has to test the same, then you know it's a scam, and it's completely ridiculous. I mean, this is why I don't really prefer school for a lot of situations in life, a lot of jobs in life. I mean, I think if you're like a doctor, you're like a lawyer, like go for it. But school, wow, like with the internet, with this little screen at the palm of your hands, like you could literally do anything. Seriously, if you want to choose to, do good. In other news, I kind of want to go back to something that was Christmas related, onto something that I got for Christmas, but I realized it was fighting for something much more. Of course, I'm not going to say who gifted me this gift for Christmas, but I was gifted a very unique gift that has to do with censorship and the internet, and mainly this has to do with a guy that had silver. Now, he was making these kind of coin little gems that are very circular, like let's just call them coins, and basically they have a polar bear on them. Now, the polar bear is saying it's okay to be white. I mean, polar bears are white, for their camouflage and stuff like that. So the polar bear is saying it's okay to be white, and apparently eBay just banned them and said that they can't have their, any other product on there. They're completely banned. And I was like, hey, that's a cool gift, because, everybody that knows me, if you know me personally, if you are my friend, if you are in a relationship with me, if you're dating me, if you're like whatever, like you're my family, you would know that I am obsessed with freedom of speech. I'm obsessed with saving the internet. And anything that could bring us closer to that, I'm like, okay, I'm out. So everybody knows that. So what I got, though, what I wanted to say, this is what is banned off of eBay. Now, it's not banned off of Craigslist, but it is this. It's a little tiny little bear. Now, I've got a silver little coin. It's not that big, but it is a little polar bear, and it does say it's okay to be white. So it's literally just saying that it's okay to be white, and I mean, come on, why is that going to be banned? Everybody should be like, yeah, there's no way that can be banned. Well, of course we know that. It's literally just a polar bear, okay? And people want to make a big deal out of that. A big deal out of nothing. Silver, it's a collectible. It's actually worth money. It doesn't matter what you have. It doesn't matter what it says. Okay, I am putting that way too close, but hopefully you can see it. If you wanted to see it, maybe I'll just put a picture right there. Maybe I will, I don't know. But I really like it. I think it's really cool. I was really happy with this gift. It came with a little sticker and stuff like that, little card and whatnot. But there's 2 of these, so that was pretty cool. 2 little coins, a little band polar bear. So I thought that was funny. It really reminded me of, a lot of other band figures that we have, like the frog incident, where we have, literally Pepe the Frog that is banned for no reason. Keep this forever as long as I can. I don't know what's gonna happen in my time, but hey, this little polar bear that you can't even see right now that says it's okay to be white, that's worth a lot with silver, I'm gonna keep, because I do think that a lot of people, they're just going crazy right now, and it's a good example to show. I mean, a polar bear is white, and hey, that's okay. a lot of things online that are, equivalent would be, hey, it's okay to be black, or it's okay to be other different races, so why isn't it okay to be white? I don't get it. So obviously somebody is trying to start something, or trying to make people look bad, make a certain group look bad, but it's not okay to be white. I mean, what kind of nonsense is that? Everybody is created equal. And through my eyes, through my heart, what I feel that everybody is created equal in our society. It doesn't matter if you're black, or you're white, or you're Asian, or you're Mexican, or whatever. I mean, whatever you are, you're half and half. I do not care. I don't care what you are. But the thing is that if you want to start saying that white people are this, white people are that, white people have to deal with this, like, fuck off. Like, honestly, like, that's stupid. Like, I don't want to deal with that. I don't want to deal with that at all. Nobody has time for that kind of stuff in 2000, almost 20, literally going on 2020. Nobody has that kind of time. And another thing is that, like, why is this guy, okay, you make silver, and you're making literal pours of it's okay to be white with a polar bear, then all of a sudden he gets deleted off of eBay. The scary thing is that at first, with all the censorship stuff, right, I thought it was because of money. It was because they're like, okay, we can't outcompete a lot of these people, so we're just gonna, like, censor them and all that stuff. It'll be about money. I don't think it's actually about money anymore. I think it's about ideology. I think it's about something much more. I can't exactly put my finger towards it and say exactly what it is, but definitely money related, definitely something that is, like, religious, or from a group. I mean, it's a perspective for sure. I don't even know who made It's Okay to Be White. Was it Lauren Southern? A lot of people don't give her that much credit anymore since Milo decided to be per Celtic for a minute. But I think that maybe she actually came up with that. I'm not sure. Maybe she did, because the first time that I ever saw anything from It's Okay to Be White was from Lauren. Remember when she did that crazy cool stunt where she was in the airport and she was coming from Australia? She had the It's Okay to Be White shirt. That was funny. That was so funny. That was so genuine and funny. Like, that was great. But what we have right now is we have a coin and we have a polar bear. And the thing is that if we don't fight for stuff like this, simple things like a little polar bear, yes, on a silver coin, that you can lose a lot of your freedoms in the future. We wanted people to have these kind of freedoms so that in the future we can have people do whatever they want to do. If you want to make a polar bear, coin, tiger, whatever, if you want to do something in America, we don't want to make it impossible for you to do that. I think that everybody should be able to dream and be able to do what they want equally without anything being in their way. So therefore, I think that this is amazing, this is brilliant, this is definitely the future, it's in a good path, and I'm happy about this all. On that note though, I'm going to have another video coming very shortly. There's a lot of videos on my channel if you want to go check them out. But yeah, if you want to donate, you can go to at Living Capone, at PayPal, or also to, I'd say, at Buy Me a Coffee. Buy Me a Coffee is kind of an alternative from Patreon. So Patreon does not want to believe in, freedom of speech. They don't want to back you up on what you want to say or anything like that, and they want to take you down. So why would you continuously support them? You should support something like Buy Me a Coffee so that you can support creators that you love. Alright, well, I'll see you next time. My video is going to come to an end. It's come to that point, so it's going to be like another day or two, but we'll talk very soon.